Greetings, salutations, and good now. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevis Major, doing it major. And in this video, this is part 2 of the new moon in Taurus video. So the first part is being uploaded right now. I had to speed through that one, and thankfully we got through everything before the memory on the phone, So I was able to make some space, because that was one of the themes of this new moon. We got to make space for what we are about to receive, for the adept, and also for those of us who are going to be planting and feeding and watering, nurturing, especially in this tail end of this Taurus season. Oh my God, today's quite a powerful day. Okay, so we're gonna get ready to do this part of the video just before I hit the road. This one is going to be a lot shorter because in the first video we covered most of it, but I just want to touch some of the key points. We were over into the more ritualistic side. Let's see. So what we have in the new moon is basically, we get to restart, renew, refresh our intentions, because the moon deals with receiving that dark energy, magnetism, and being able to draw things in. And so how we interpret things, how we react, how we respond, how we do it is our moon sign, right? And a lot of us are quite responsive. We're responding to the world, and so our moon plays out through the sun. How we act is predicated on the moon, and so this new moon gives us an opportunity to refresh some of our intentions and reactions and responses to the world, and responses to people, places, things, circumstances, and situations, and responses to how we handle obstacles and tribulations and the tests that the universe sends to us for us to overcome, so we could show them that we are who you say you are, a superstar. So have no fear, and the gods are here. That's what he really was supposed to say. But we know that the gods are watching us from a distance. Not gonna go too much into that one. And so you say you're strong, so when obstacles and tribulations come, you gotta show you're strong. You say you're patient, so why you being so jumpy? Why you being so froggy? Why you being so antsy? You say that you value beauty and honesty and transparency and health. So are you embodying that, right? And so for the advanced practitioners, some of us are harvesting during this time, but on a classical traditional sense, the new moon is about seeding these new intentions, new ideas, new moon, new mood, new business, new customers. In a farming sense, it's like planting seeds, new project, new work, new business, new routine. However, the soil needed to be prepared, right? And so for those of you who didn't prepare the soil before this new moon, these are some of the things, if you stumble across this video, that you shouldn't be doing during this new moon in Taurus, right? Leading up to it and just after, because there's going to be lingering energies, right? So these are the things that you don't want to be doing during the new moon in Taurus. And this is for myself as well. I need to stop myself if any of these things apply to me in any circumstance or situation. And so the first one, because we know that the Taurus energy, ruled by Venus being exalted, the moon being exalted here. And by the way, Venus is in Gemini, right? And so there's an influence where, that Gemini fast, type of curious energy, flirtatious, playful, adventurous, educational, witty, playful. I think I said playful again. But this is where, you know, there could be a bit of joyful, energy into the Taurus space. Okay. But also, using your words in a way that don't align with the Taurus energy. And so this is what we don't want to do. All right. There's a playful, witty, charismatic type of undertone that we don't really want, because we need our intentions to be clear and firm. All right. So this is not a time to be really messing about, right? So doing anything's out of desperation, like you desperately need to do something. So you need to look out for that. Things like love spells, or trying to manipulate a person, place, or thing, or situation, or just those really, the things that we say that we're trying to slow down or limit on the first video, right? The next thing that we shouldn't try to do again is use our words to try to dominate a person, right? Or manipulate or take advantage of a person, right? We're trying to attract, we're trying to magnetize, and so we don't want to be forceful, like any sort of forceful energy. And there's, a lot happening in Aries. Mars is in Aries, and so there's an aggressive, forceful energy that is sort of bleeding in. Like all of these other energies are affecting this new moon. Like we have moon conjuncting sun and Mercury, almost like a stellium, like they're pretty close in degrees, right? So it's almost like a stellium. And then Uranus is 0 degrees in Gemini, so that's a clusterfuck right there. Excuse my language, how close all of these energies are, like your mood, your actions, how you communicate and present yourself, how you think and communicate with others, things that are happening in your local vicinity. Uranus is bringing sudden things. Things could break down, things could go wrong, there could be breakthroughs, things could go right or wrong. It's like a gamble when it comes to Uranus right now. We don't know if things are good or things are bad, right? And there's so much other planets influencing, and so trying to really forcefully manipulate a situation is a no-no. Taurus again deals with your resources and your money and stuff like that, so emotional spending is a no. Buying things out of the compulse, or trying to force something, that's a no. Over promising, saying that you could do something and you can't. In the first video we talked about your self-respect and establishing boundaries and stuff like that. And so again, no could be a superpower, right? And to be respectful, you could say no and give a nice reason, like the honest truth, or maybe no and another suggestion, but don't overpromise, right? You want to be able to show up for people in your best capacity, but if it's beyond the scope, then it is what it is. Okay. And again, we already touched about it, but forcing a situation out of fear, right? So there's fear, there's anxiety, things are gonna go right, things are gonna go wrong. You're really trying to manipulate a thing to get it, because the theme of the first video was attracting beautiful people, places, things, circumstances, and situations. And so if you're trying to force it versus it coming to you, or you being attractive enough to bring it towards you, that's something that you shouldn't do during this full moon in Taurus. Find the first video to see what you should do, and I hope this video finds you well and you do well going through the full moon. Okay, just a few more stuff just to cover as we wrap up. Taurus energy is about overall your body, mainly this part, but it speaks about embodiment. And so the body that our spirit or soul inhabits, the clothes that inhabit the body, the car that inhabits us, the environment that we surround ourselves in, the spirit that we embody, like, are you courageous, are you bold, are you wearing that characteristic, can you pull something to be like, okay, yeah, this is making me aggressive, or okay, this is making me calm and grounded and solid as a rock, type situation. And so I think about things that you could improve when it comes to your body, your embodiment, cleaning, upgrading, maintaining, fixing, you know, exercising, healthy things, you know, even hygiene, just looking good, smelling good, you know what I'm saying, feeling good. When it comes to your money today, how could you just earn a little bit more, spend a little bit less, you know? You're just kind of putting that energy into the new moon, right? And these are things that you should be able to sustain. Check out the first video. When it comes to your work, how you could push a bit more, add a little bit more effort, you know what I'm saying? Put a bit more percentage, a bit more juice into your work, your craft, your trade. When it comes to your desire, really honing in on your value system and not going against it for a dollar, you know what I'm saying? So you see how that collides with, you know, the money, earning more, but does it go against your value? Does it go against your integrity? Does it go against your respect? Because again, you know what I'm saying, there's a really short road to hell, and the long road, you know, to really get to heaven. A lot of people don't want to travel it. And so again, on the road to Zion or to peace, prosperity, there's a lot of things that you got to do less of so you could sleep at night, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people got a lot of things but they don't got sleep. You know what I'm saying? They got to be taking sleeping pills to sleep at night. So believe that. All right, so major farewell until we meet or greet again. Gonna hit the road now. And so hope everyone does well during this new moon. Taurus.